So I'm going to review this book very quickly. This cover, our first review of the cover, it's like super, super, super detailed. I highly recommend just typing this book in like your preferred image search engine to like see it and to like zoom in on it, because it's so detailed. It's a really, really cool. I don't think you would get this kind of such unique, interesting cover in a like a traditionally published book. So very cool there. Now on to the actual review of the book. First off, this is a novella told in verse. I thought I'd let you know because like you're gonna be basically kind of reading a horror poem if you pick up this book. The book opens with a family being slaughtered in their home, and then the next day, ex-cops show up at the house for a requested check-in on the family, and then these ex-cops find that the corpses are still moving around like nothing happened to them, except all their guts are like spilling out, and one of them doesn't have a head, but they're like eating their cereal in the morning. No biggie. What follows this is basically the entire town discovers this, and so it's this entire town, small town in Ireland, trying to figure out what is going on. Ireland is rooted in Catholicism and ancient paganism, but this version of Ireland is still reeling from the aftermath of a recent revolution. And that's about all I can really tell you, because this is a novella. This is a pretty short book. I will warn you, this is a horror novella, so there is plenty of gore, quite a bit of violence, and just about as much death as one would expect from a horror book. There is also some stuff like there's some racism, some transphobia. It's not a lot. It's kind of what you would expect based on the characters that are saying those things. It's like what you would expect from like a horror book about small town Ireland, or that takes place in small town Ireland. Standard day of waking up too early. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. They just got up too early after having a bad night's sleep. That's all that was happening. Oh, dang, you ruined it. You ruined it. For my review, this is a really interesting book that I absolutely never would have read on my own volition. So thank you, Book Bowl Reading Project, and past me for adding it into making a mini book of it. While my experiences are not the same as those growing up or those that have grown up in Ireland, I have seen firsthand how tiny town mentality can rip communities to shreds, and Loughcrew expertly tells a tale of anxiety and unease in a small town in a not so different future Ireland. The story is told in verse, it has a little bit of mixed media, and it really gripped me from start to finish. I think this novella could only tell the story that it is telling because it was written by an Irish trans woman, and it kind of rules. It's kind of awesome. But ultimately, horror is never going to be my favorite genre. However, I've never read anything like this, and I really don't think I'm ever going to read anything like it. So I'm glad to have read this striking piece of art. I would recommend this book too if you like stories in verse and want a particularly gory take on it, like you like reading poetry stories and want to read a horror version of that. If you like horror and you want to dip your toes into something extremely weird and unique, or I guess if you want to read a horror novella by a trans author, I don't know of many, and I can at least recommend this now. I don't recommend this book to you if you don't like gore. Don't read this book if you can't handle gore. If you don't do well with books that leave some things that up to be inferred by you rather than spelled out to you plot-wise, and it goes without saying, but don't read this book if you can't handle horror. Somehow I read this and I was fine though, so if you're like, horror's maybe okay, because I think I'm a baby, but I can handle horror if it's a novel for some reason. So maybe it's not the best recommendation for me. But yeah, I had a good time with this. Was it the perfect book ever for me? No. Is this something that I never would have read otherwise? Yes, and I'm happy that I read it. And that's Crom Cruach by Valkyrie Loughcrew. Now I get to draw my next book. What do you think I'm going to draw? There's like still a million books in here, and there's like 5 extra prompts. I don't know. So I'm just going to mix this up because I feel like I haven't done that in a little while. All right, let me shut my eyes. Let's grab this one. What color? It's red. Oh, okay. Let me open that up. Fascinating. This is the Conductors by Nicole Glover. Can't get it. Here we go. There we go. I don't know what this book is about. So this book was submitted by TBR. They are a book recommending subscription type thing you can do. They also just do like one-time recommends, and that's what I decided to do because I didn't have enough books. I've used their service before, and all the books they've ever recommended me was like, they're quite good. It always felt like I was reading something that was like worthwhile, even if I didn't totally love it. So let's see. The Conductors by Nicole Glover. Introducing Hetty Rhodes, a magic user and former conductor on the Underground Railroad who now solves crimes in post-Civil War Philadelphia. As a conductor on the Underground Railroad, Hetty Rhodes helped usher dozens of people north with her wits and magic. Now that the Civil War is over, Hetty and her husband Benji have settled in Philadelphia, solving murders and mysteries that the white authors won't touch. When they find one of their friends slain in an alley, Hetty and Benji bury the body and set off to find answers. But the secrets and intricate lies of the elite of Black Philadelphia will serve to dredge up more questions. To solve this mystery, they'll have to face ugly truths about all around them, including ones about each other. All right, that's what I'll read next. Yay! I got my next book.